Yeah, so you can see the buildings. There we go. Now come on over to here.
Alrighty then. So, let me do my intro real quick. What's up, my Republic of Heroes? Heart Hero 456, Exo65 here, doing the first ever of my realm reviews. This is, of course, a little cool video that I decided to put together because, well, I've been just joining a bunch of random realms on Reddit, and, well, honestly, all these communities have just been, honestly, really freaking, well, genuinely really freaking nice and friendly. Like, I have been playing on this realm for about... but basically a few weeks, and I'm here with the Realm Ruler, JTC Ward 0606. So, yeah. And, well, yeah, so, JT, mind telling people of YouTube a little bit about the realm and sort of what you have planned here?
This realm is over a year and a half old. It's just a community that's basically focused on building cities and just having a community that shows different build styles and everything like that, and just kind of flexes that muscle of creativity. And that's the main feature of the realm. It's all about creativity and having fun, in my opinion. So do you want me to go ahead and show you the first thing right here?
Sure, go ahead. Show me as much as you possibly can, man.
Alright, this right here is the server-wide player mall that we built around 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was the main builder on this. This took about a week and a half of real-life time to build. It's all terracotta and wood and everything like that. The dome is made of about 1,000 blocks, either glass or terracotta, with this nice compass in the middle. I like to call this mall the atrium because it's the heart of the server because it runs the economy. We have many player shops here. We have fireworks shops, food shops, glass shops, stone shops, wood shops, redstone shops, you name it. Everything you can find in this game, we've got it. And each shop is ran by players in the realm, so it's quite a nice touch. Players will gather the resources that other players don't want to, and we use our emerald economy to buy things that people want. So if you want enchantment books, there you go. You don't have to go out and get them. You can now buy them.
Oh, you even have a little vending machine full of, oh, that's out of stock. It's got beef and everything over there. Full-on steaks.
Oh yeah, that's a new shop right there. This shop right here is like being built right now. This is a ocean shop, for example. One of my friends in real life is building this.
Oh, nice.
It's a little nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to come down here. We also have a mall directory just to take a look at what shops we have. I actually have to update it. But this will just give the player a general sense of what we have to offer.
Nice.
If you come over to this side of the mall over here, just take a look at these. We have Weep Stop, which is a god-tiered God Gear type of shop that shows the in-game items for quite cheap prices. We have a shop called Wine and Mine. This is a potion shop. It's going to be helpful for the Nether update, really. We have a honey shop right here, sells all things bee related. You know, we have a couple of stone shops right here, actually. Here or there. We have a little shop here, an end shop here. This mall's coming together nicely. It's not completely full yet, as it is still relatively new. But players are open to make their shops here and sell whatever items that they want in order to make their money.
Nice.
So that's quite a cool touch.
So, JT, what exactly is this big old red house right here? This big red and white house right here?
This is my beautiful mansion I'm working on at the moment. It's been off and on a little project, but it's quite nice. I like it. It's going to be finished soon as I decide to put time into it. I've just been busy building the mall and everything like that and helping players with the projects. So hopefully I'll get back to this one right here.
Alrighty then.
Start here. Let's go follow me. Okay, so this right here is the historic city of the realm. It used to actually be all spruce about a year and a half ago, and then we decided to update the look with more colorful palette and everything like that. And most of these buildings are from original players or myself. So this house right here is one I sold to Free Versace. Yes, we do have a real estate in this realm. This purple house right here is my original house. It used to be about 1/3 of the size and all wood. But I've since then expanded it a few times in order to keep the modern look. Now you can spin around here. So this is like the city center back in the day where we're standing at right now. Everything was built around this little street right here. Behind you is the clock tower. This is one of the more iconic buildings in the realm. It is the symbol of hope. It's where our nether portal resides, and this actually used to be a player's house about a year ago, and we demolished it in order to build a community project, which was the clock tower.
Nice.
Right here, this pink building is the original village trade hall. It functioned as the main trade hall of the realm for about a year, and it was closed down for around 6 months for renovations, and the villagers were killed, so I've just begun restocking it. Hopefully we can get it back to its full potential, but if you take a look at the interior, it's just very, it's just pink and green, just inverted colors. I just decided to go with something simple.
Got a really cool chandelier, too.
Yep. You can follow me to the original church.
Praise the Lord.
So this church right here was built about 14 or 15 months ago. I built it with some high school friends back when we were in high school. We were in a private school, and we had chapel. So we built a chapel so we could just reenact it because it was funny. This is all wooden. It's not a super extravagant interior because at the time we were relatively new to the realm, so we didn't have the resources we have now to build these crazy cathedrals and everything we work on nowadays.
Nice. Oh, and apparently there's also a YouTube channel that's linked with this realm. I think it was called like Nerd Squad or something. I thought it was
yeah, you can cut that out. You can just cut that out. He's banned.
Oh. Okay. Then.
Yeah, it's all good. So right here we have the courthouse. This has had 5 or 6 court cases in it now. Players have been banned. Fines have been imposed. Everything like that due to high crimes and everything. This was originally made because someone stole diamonds from a player. We actually built this courthouse in literally one day. We had school. This was back when we were in high school. And we built it during like lunch and all out throughout the day. And by the time the evening rolled around, we all got online and had the first ever realm-wide court case. We've had a few within the past year. We actually had one a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago between Free Versace and Oh My Will Weeb for a player dispute. It's more of like a fun thing. We don't really do it as like a serious imposement because it's just more fun to do than saying, oh, you're banned or this and that. So it was a cool idea. So right here we have the Capitol building of the entire server. This building was built over the summer. We used an emerald farm in order to gather the resources necessary for the dome and for the accents made with emeralds. It has a nice fountain as the centerpiece. If you look over here, we also have a little vault of emerald and gold.
Nice.
Just a nice little touch. If you want to follow me this way, we can take a look at the upstairs. Actually, it's on this side. So right here we have a little meeting hall where players from different regions of the realm can meet in the iconic rotunda of this building. If you want to just drop down a floor, it should be no problem. Take the elevator. Follow me this way now. We can show you some other features of this Capitol building. You just might want to not show that. That looks like it was griefed.
Alrighty then.
That's a little bad here. Someone grief this. Oh well. So just come in here real quick. Just show this room. This right here is one of our trade halls. It's still work in progress as we constantly update the map on here. This map's actually not even updated, so it needs to be done. But this is like a Soviet-themed trade hall. It's a little nice touch for the Capitol building as we had empty space. You just come out of here. Okay, so let's try to get to the next floor real quick. So go back to the original elevator you were just at. Follow me here real quick. Just cut all of this stuff out that we're doing here.
Alright.
Because I don't know what happened to the other elevators that closed for construction. Just drop down here, just straight down. Should be fine. Okay.
Alright.
So now we can start back. Okay. So this room right here is one of the press halls. If we ever want to make a speech, it will be made in this room. So this is a nice little touch. It's kind of like something you'd find at the White House or any major government building where speaking is necessary to the press. Now, here is the office area of the actual Capitol building. You don't have to go in the offices. They're just blank, so let's come down now. Let's go to the next part of what I'm going to show you. So what we have here is the original player shop that was built over a year ago. It's one of the lectern shops that you take a look through the lectern, you decide what you want, you put an emerald in, and it works quite well. We've used this for about a year. It's more defunct nowadays, not that the mall exists, but it's still a nice touch. These are some nice colorful buildings that lead into the original shopping district, which is now more or less just useless at this point because of the mall. But it's a nice little touch if players want to purchase houses and everything like that here. There's little apartments you can go to.
Nice.
If you take a look from right here, you can see the museum, which is this building right here. Just take a look at the rotunda. It's just featured with So this right here is the original player subway. It's not finished what we're doing here now, but we're converting it into a museum. So right here is the oldest basement ruins of the realm, and I'm just going to show you this one exhibit, for example. So yeah, this realm is over a year and a half old. So we have a lot of old relics and stuff. A lot of buildings have been buried through time, like this one is now just underground, and all that remains of it is the basement. This belonged to a player named Seamus that we know in real life. And then right next to it is the neighboring basement's ruins. As you can see, these were built by early players who didn't have a lot of resources, as you can tell by the stone and the granite materials. Okay, you can cut that. Now let's just go to the next thing. Okay, so I'll show you this real quick. So right here we have a player-made time machine. We do events occasionally on the server, and this is one of them. This is actually an ongoing event right now, but this time machine is from the summer of last year. And what happens is Ozma Dude, one of our admins, will go around placing these time machines in historical places in the realm, and there will be goodies all about so that players can gather, diamonds, emeralds, and everything like that from these little boxes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right, we can go leave this building now and get to the next part. I didn't want to show much of the museum because there's a lot in there, a lot of history.
Yeah. Besides, if my video gets more players to come on here, then I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be going through this museum anyway.
Yeah, hopefully, if people want to join from this, they can. Now, alright, so what we have here is the oldest building in the realm. This is the oldest untouched building, at least. It is the blacksmith. This was actually built by my brother, and this was made in about January of 2019, towards the beginning of the realm. We have older buildings than that, but they have since been renovated or destroyed, so this is the only one to stand the test of time. Now behind you, we have player apartments that I built over the summer. If you want to pan over to me. This was built just as a quick solution for the housing crisis we had a couple months ago, where players didn't have enough housing. This building right here is the library. This is one of the older ones also. It's about 14 months old. This was built by EJW53, and it's massive. The dome in it was built by me. I built most of the domes up until recent in this realm, as it is pretty difficult for a lot of players to get the concept of it. So I've always enjoyed putting domes up in places like these. But this library is beautiful because it has unique roof and window features. They have different ones, but it all works well. Usually buildings that don't have a homogeneous design don't turn out well, but this actually turned out really well, and it has a nice color palette and everything like that. So this player library has been a center for enchanting for over a year in this realm.
Nice.
Okay, so now we have some unfinished buildings over here. Right here we have a fire department and a player shop. These buildings are just unfinished due to time constraints because in the end we do have lives to live, so a lot of buildings over here are getting worked on still. So now we can go to the next part.
Oh, Sam, did we just
behind us is the modern district of the realm. However, a lot of this is about to be torn down and renovated, as these buildings are pretty small. Most of these buildings were actually built over a year ago, so a lot of updating needs built. The players that have built this no longer play on the server. But when they did, they made quite a good contribution. However, sadly, I had to ban them. So eventually, I'm going to take a few days to renovate this thing, have nice modern skyscrapers and stuff like that, just to give it a new touch, but keep the same theme of it
I
going.
actually wanted to let you know. Remember how I sort of came clean about all the duplicating?
Yes.
That was a test. Because something that I've had problems with on previous runs is I've been accused of stealing or duplicating before, and even though like the admins they had all the powers and whatnot, they refused to basically use them to check to see if I actually did it.
Yeah.
You, my friend, are a legitimate good admin and moderator because, well, you managed to actually like legitimately see through that. Like you found the players who were actually doing all the bad stuff. You got them out of here, and that's like a big thing that I want to like genuinely like applaud you for right now.
A lot of people hate that though. They hate that I can see what they have. Like they hate that I like know if they're lying or not. We have the player ruins. This actually used to be a base about a year ago. It was a player who played on the server but decided to move locations of where they lived. So we simulated a fake war and made it look like
So right
Byzantine
here we
ruins.
have
The entrance to the Byzantine/Pompeii styled ruins of the realm. This was originally a player's city. In the beginning, they used a lot of granite and stone blocks, and I noticed that it looked like Byzantine. So whenever they abandoned it and decided to move on, we decided to move everything here and make it just ruins. For example, this is an old church. It's very simple. It looks like something you'd find in like Greece or Turkey, um, like an old Orthodox church. And I lived there before, so I thought it was like a cool touch to make it look like that. As you see here, there's little houses and towers. Oh, we even have some dead players fighting us, don't we? But yeah, a lot of stuff here is just ruined based, and it's just a nice little touch to the realm. It's a little feature that's cool. You know, players can take a look at this, walk around, and just explore what used to be a player structure before we decide to turn. We're going to be heading into a player named Sample. This is his base. It is based around pupa blocks and aquatic blocks as a theme. So it's quite a unique design. It's purple and green. I should probably say that again, actually, because we're not looking at anything. All right, let's stand like right here and say that. Stand on this log. It'll be a good view. So right here, what we have is samples based. This is based around in-purple blocks and aquatic blocks. It's a really unique theme. I've never seen anything like it. But we can go ahead and just take a look and explore this little city. So again, as I said, yeah, this has just a unique theme, and it's just one of my in real life friends that have been building this for a couple months now. He's been about here, he's been on here about 2 months or so. But he's done like a pretty decent progress. We have a city by some of my in real life friends: Free Versace, Roberto, Spatty, Smells Like Upsped. They all live here. This is their city, and their principle is get your money up, not your funny up. And by that I mean all they do is trade for our in-game economy emeralds, and they pay players to build their city, which is quite smart. And they have some nice, charming homes that they've also built themselves. But most of their city has been built by other people in an effort to get community involved through the economy. And it's actually been quite a smart idea, as they've actually been able to amass a pretty nice-sized town in the last couple of months, And it's a nice way to add to the economy and have player contribution by just having, the community build for them rather than just themselves. So they're pretty open to having things expanded, and they like to have new players come in and build for them. Now, if you want to come down here, a main feature of their city is they rebuilt the Gulag from Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, sweet.
So we have a PvP arena down here that is just a exact replica of what the Gulag is like in the game. If you just want to come down here and follow me, and just walk through it real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just come down here, and then we'll cut this until we...
Wait a minute, how'd you get down there? Oh, there, I see.
Okay. So right here we have the bloodstained walls and ceramic flooring that is found in the real Gulag in Call of Duty Warzone. It's just as stressful as the real game, as it is 1v1, winner takes all right here. Stairs, and we recently elected a pope to this realm. So now we have a thing that they built in this last couple of weeks called the Trapper Chapel. They're going to build a Vatican City themed area, but they decided to just build a massive cathedral with a unique shape and a unique feel to it. It's still a work in progress, but they've made a tremendous amount of progress in the last week and a half or so on this. So right here is a little altar and pulpit for the priest. And back here they have iconostas, which is found in Orthodox churches. It has icons and photos. Back here they're going to include a tabernacle and everything like that. If you want to get in this confession thing actually real quick. Can you confess some sins to me, young man?
Yes. Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned. For I went on Disney.com without my parents' permission.
Yeah, that's a sin. Sorry, you're banned for that one, sir. God cannot forgive you.
Oh my God. Oh no. Well, fine then. I'm going to the Jewish church.
Alright, so now we can take a look here. So, if you'd like to just stand here after this cloud passes, we can look at some of the architectural features of this church. Stand where I'm standing, like right here, so you can get more of a shot of everything. Let's let the cloud pass through, and then we can start.
I have clouds off.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect. So right here we have a nice, beautiful dome built by yours truly. I came in to help him with that, and then we have some nice pillars to hold up the structure. A little pulpit for a bishop or a deacon right here that players can actually stand in during a service if we were ever to hold one. Yeah, it's just generally reflective of a true cathedral feel, and that's what they try getting out of this. And it's a nice little touch for players who are considered the trappers. We have a Jerusalem-themed area of the realm. This is being built as the holy city by the Pope of the realm. They built a weep stop in honor of a band player, but anyways, you can just follow me. This city is mainly constructed with tunnels and terracotta. It has intricate marketplaces and everything like that for players to sell and buy. You can just follow me up to the top of this pillar real quick. I gotta find a way to get onto this tower. Give us just a second. Here, don't record this part. Okay, you can record this, so where I'm about to go through these tunnels, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, come down here. Okay, now you can you can keep this part in. So right here we have an intricate tunnel design, and as you can see, there's underground marketplace, little stands and everything like that. You know, a little tent here. It's a nice little touch that is true to the real city of Jerusalem. And now you can just take a look over this balcony right here. So this city has actually only taken 3 or 4 days of real time. And this is all survival, by the way. They've just been grinding to get this thing built. So this is only 3 or 4 days worth of progress, but you can imagine how large this thing is going to get within the next few days. So what we have here is the Philippines area of the realm. We have several players that know each other in real life, and they are from the Philippines. So what they're doing is recreating aspects of their home country and putting it in the game. So if you take a look over here, this entrance to their city is based off of Fort Santiago's Intramuros. And that's what that is right there. It's literally, it's really impressive actually, just like the scope of how they've been able to recreate things in their country. You know, they're very proud of what they have there. And right here is a kalesa. It is a native transportation in the Philippines, usually drawn by donkey or horse. Right here is a jeepney. This was built by Dan Leo right here. It's more of like a guided tours type of thing that they drive around, or similar to a place I've been before in Thailand, what they call a tuk-tuk there. So it's just a nice little local form of transportation. Now, if you come over here, they have rebuilt the city hall in the city which they live in real life called Pasig. This is the Pasig City Hall right here, or Pasig. It's a nice little structure, and that's where several of the players live. Here, come over here.
Apparently a pig lives on the balcony, too.
Awesome.
Okay, where'd you go? Oh,
yeah, come over here.
So
see my what we have right here is called Bajau settlements. These are people that live on the water, and yes, it is 1 block wide to simulate the thin decks that they have to walk on. And they live in these little huts. It's actually quite neat. These people rely on fishing and trading in real life. And here's my little Bajau hut. You can purchase these for just 2 emeralds each. They're literally just a nice touch to the realm. So we're going to give you a tour of the rest of the Philippines now. As you can see, the Philippine here, let's say that. The Philippine flag is quite prominent in this area, and you can see they're really proud of what they have. And that's what I really respect about this area is they came in. I was like, hey, you guys want to recreate your homeland? And they were like, sure, let's do it. So right here is Vegan City. It is a recreation of Spanish settlements from when the Philippines was colonized. And Senchi 0404 is the one who's been doing this. And they built a lot of things, including the monuments to national leaders who were revolutionaries and prominent figures in giving them independence. So right here is the house of the president of the Philippines, and they recreated that. As you can see, it has that Spanish architecture from the colonial era. Here, let me re-say that. As you can see here, we have the president of Philippines house rebuilt in Minecraft, and it has the architecture from the Spanish colonial era in the Philippines. Okay, so what we have right here is called NEPA Heights, and they're just literally just resort huts in the Philippines, and Dan Leo has taken the joy and liberty of recreating that in the game. And it's really iconic on the realm because players can come here and buy these nice little beach huts. I really like what he's done with it, and it has a nice charm that you can't get anywhere else. Welcome to Elixir Valley, the new home of Hard Hero. So this little settlement was started about 2 months ago. A lot of players here were really active really early on in their existence of this little hobbit city. Unfortunately, a lot of duplicators and people who stole lived here, so they were eventually banned, and now there's a very few people, and we're restocking on people. So this week, I've decided to add 2 more players to this area of the realm. It has its nice little charms, and it's really just Hobbit Hole themed, and that's what I like about it. So right here is one of the earliest houses in the Hobbit Hole city, built by Wee Thumbin. This place is impressive because it just utilizes the underground space really well, and that's what I really like about this entire city. It's just a really nice theme to have. Entering Elixir Valley from multiple angles is really nice just because it has a scenic view of the valley. So as you can see, there's a Spartan statue right in the middle of the Hobbit, and from the darkness they rose into the, here, let me re-say that. So right here we have an overlook of the valley with a statue in the middle. And the statue just says, from the darkness they rose into the light. And that's what their theme is. They built in the holes, and now we have a nice prominent city in the realm. And again, this is just another Hobbit hole, just for, looks like it's nicely decorated and everything like that. So we have a couple here that plays on the realm, and they live in New Zealand. They're really cool players, and they've been building a tropical resort for the entire realm for the last month or so. As you can see, this is the entrance to the resort. It's the check-in. So what we have right here is Sea Breezy's Ocean Aquarium. And this is one of the most impressive buildings on the realm, and it's been constructed for the last couple weeks. And I just really, really love how this thing's turning out. So we're going to just take a look inside real quick and see what it has to offer. So if you come down here, it has a really nice intricate design. You're going to enter through this water elevator right here. And this aquarium is really cool because it's a giant sphere. But the main feature of it is that you can actually swim with the fish.
Sweet. Like, this is genuinely really sweet.
So, as you can see, all these tropical fish and everything, it took him a long time to amass this amount. There were sea turtles. I'm not sure if the plastic straws got them or not, but it's still, nonetheless, a nice little touch to the realm.
This really is a sweet touch to the realm.
It's really laggy, It's all the fish. How do you feel about this build?
This thing is really freaking impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it takes a lot to impress me, especially builds, but this one, it does it really easily. Okay.
Oh my god.
So what we have here is built by my brother, is the largest tree in the realm, and it just serves as a nice overlook for his city, which is tree themed. Yeah, it's just a little cool touch. It's his like city hall. But yeah, that's all I want to show you for this area right now. It's work in progress.
Hey.
But it's a quite nice of a landmark for the realm, and it just shows the creativity of all of our members. Right here we have the city of Grandeur. It was built by a player named Aquatic Light, and it's just a little charming area. It sticks to a genuine theme of wood and stripped logs and all that, and I just really like how simple it is, yet effective it is. And I like how all the buildings are behind me. What we have here is the cathedral. It's a work in progress, but this is going to be the largest cathedral in the entire realm. It was started by a player named Aquatic Light, and it's going to be finished by Seabreezy and I eventually. It is really intricate architecture, and I just love how it looks.
And let me guess, there's going to be a huge dome on the top of it.
So this last city right here is called Doogieville, and it's actually built by my youngest brother. And it's just really wholesome because he just takes the game and just builds little huts and stuff like that, and it has a nice theme. So I just really like the simplicity of this area, and it's just another, shows how diverse our builds are in this realm. So we're going to just end off where we began. And as always, this realm is recruiting players at any time. So if you're looking to join the realm, just let Heart Hero know, and then he can get you in contact with me. Because, we just always are looking for new members. And the number one thing about this realm is a wholesome community that just likes to build. Let me restate that. Let me actually think of what I should say. Let's see. So I'm going to just tell them to get in contact with you, and then you'll send people to me if people from your YouTube want to join. And then I'll just let them know it's like a creative realm, like a survival realm that has creativity involved. Okay.
Alrighty then. Well.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. So we're always looking for new members for this realm, and our biggest feature is pure survival, but all creative. And by that I mean your creativity and your willpower and your ideas are expressed in this realm. But obviously in a survival form where there's a challenge to it. And that just makes each build more and more impressive because they were built by hand after grinding for hours and hours. And that's really the main thing I just want to touch on this realm is we have players who are dedicated to making this place great and enjoyable for other players. And that's really the message I want to drive home. So if you're willing to join a realm that has a community, has impressive builds, and is just looking for a spot for you, here it is. So that's everything I have to say. Heart Hero, you can take over.
Alright, well, I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Honestly, these guys are genuinely really freaking epic, and, well, their entire freaking realm is it's just beautiful. I love it. You guys are obviously going to love it. It is an amazingly, genuinely great realm with some amazing builds, and I'm happy I'm a part of it. So with that being said, I just want to say peace out, my Republic of Heroes, and remember, everything I play, everything I sing, and everything I say, I do it for love.
You a fool's gold! Yes, I did.